and do whatever it takes to protect the world.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another edition of Quick Picks. It's been so long. We heard that we had a fan who was kind enough to deliver us the topic that we're going to discuss here today, 2000s cartoons. And we have one by way of CT, the first lady of Now Quick Picks. Cece, what's happening?
How y'all doing? Y'all ready to lose?
We said we had to revisit cartoons in some capacity. 2000s cartoons is here, and the Disney films was one by one people's champion. Another contestant, Ryan, a former winner of Quick Picks. Ryan, I believe you were the initial winner. How you feeling about this, man, going into this one?
Oh, just like that first win, it's just gonna go downhill from here. So, I'm just here for the ride.
He's not winning either.
Kid Ty? Turn heel. Kid Ty. We're gonna get to Eric B. Kid Ty, you've had quite the uphill battle.
Turn heel. Do it.
Shut your bitch ass up, Eric. I am here for one purpose. I want to show the quality matters. Quality matters. It's not about what's popping at the time. It's not about how many people you can convince to vote on your side.
Just get on with it!
Eric.
No. He doesn't get promo time.
Yes.
Let me tell you something.
Introduce me because we have to introduce the new Quick Picks title. But go ahead, tell me what you're going to say.
No. You know what? Show your face so I can roast you face to face.
And I will show my face now.
Oh!
Let's go home, ladies and gentlemen.
I was going to rock my LeBron James, but I said, you know what? I'm just going to dunk on everybody. So I'm going to just be Vince Carter today.
And you look like Baron Davis.
As you did mention, Eric, we are fighting finally for something, tangible, something that you feel. Because, we were doing it earlier on for bragging rights, but you could see the testing.
Competition got intense. Let's get started, man.
But without any further ado, let's get to the draft pool right quick, because it is a very stacked, very loaded draft pool. From the Hero Division, you got Justice League, Teen Titans, X-Men Evolution, Spectacular Spider-Man, Static Shock. The Nickelodeon, aka Splat Division, you have SpongeBob, Fairly Odd Parents, Jimmy Neutron, Avatar: The Last Airbender, and Danny Phantom. Toonami Island, you got Yu-Gi-Oh, Digimon, One Piece, Naruto, Sonic X. That's love. Team Disney, Proud Family, Kim Possible, Lilo and Stitch, Phineas and Ferb, and American Dragon, Jake Long. Cartoon Network Division, Ed, Edd and Eddy, Ben 10, Jackie Chan Adventures, Billy and Mandy, Codename Kids Next Door, as well as Ed, and Eddy, and Adult Swim. Finishing it off, Family Guy, Boondocks, Futurama, Samurai Jack, and a show that could have counted for the 90s cartoons, but fell into this one. And I feel like, it was a cult classic, but it grew in much grand favor. Celebrity Deathmatch. Guys, this is a stack-ass list.
Throwback.
Is a stacked list. It's only apropos that we started off with CC Cynthia. Number one pick on the board. Who are you taking from this draft board?
I'm gonna go with Adult Swim.
Ooh, okay.
And it's funny because you just mentioned it, and it's Celebrity Deathmatch.
That is fair.
Only reason why I picked that is because that was the only show my mother actually let me watch when it came to blood and gore and actually cursing.
They did things for wrestling fans who had an alternative and wanted to laugh.
Yeah.
I mean, even Mills Lane being on there, I mean, that was like,
Right.
let's get it on. Like, that's classic. So that's a very good first pick. I like that.
Kid Ty. Second pick. What's your pick, brother?
We're going for quality. I'm going to start off by picking the cult classic from the Splat division, I believe. Avatar: The Last Airbender.
All right.
Oh,
All right.
who would have
That
thought?
was the,
Yes! Fuck you too!
The entire Twitter world blew up and almost froze.
I was
No,
one of the
shut
sole
your ass up, put
survivors
the dreads
of,
in your
of
mouth.
when it
I'm
came
talking.
out,
I'm dropping a promo
where I
right now.
used to watch it,
Avatar:
and
The
people
Last
looked at me like,
Airbender.
you stupid.
Avatar:
Like,
The Last Airbender. Avatar: The Last Airbender was one of the best shows in the history of Nickelodeon, one of the best storylines written for any form of animation. It was a gateway for a lot of people who may not have been fans of anime to watch a show similar to anime. This show was well done from the get-go, and it was pre-planned from the beginning to the end. I couldn't start off any other way. Honestly, couldn't start off any other way. It's one of my favorite shows of all time. I watched it live. I could watch it back on Netflix and get the same emotions back. There are people who didn't get to watch it at the time who watch it now and go, I hate myself for not watching it when it came.
And there's
Yep.
and you know, to your point and like what Ryan was alluding to, like a lot of kids around that time like were hesitant at first to watch something of that nature because like we were kind of accustomed, especially with Nickelodeon, to seeing like the just given the art, like the animation styles of SpongeBob per se, which you know maybe is up on the board as well. You have the Fairly Odd Parent up on the board as well, Chalk Zone, and all these different things. And you can go to other different animation shows. They had like a little fun-loving element, and this was like where it was. Is this anime? Is this Nick? I don't know which one. So it was almost that misplacement kind of misled viewers to kind of say like, hey, this is not the channel that I wanted to see this thing on. And then when you grew older, you respected Nickelodeon for going that route. Eric, third pick on the board. What say you?
Everybody came, for the jugular so far. So I'm going to take something that everybody's going to be very upset about.
I'm waiting for it.
I got a BB. I'm going Static Shock.
Superhero.
I'm going Static Shock is my number one pick, boy. Let's do it.
Wait, the reaction.
Yeah.
Came back on for that.
That was our Black Panther as kids before.
Listen,
Black Panther movie
Static
came out.
Shock was so controversial that they did an episode on racism.
Yep.
That's how big Static Shock was.
And
Gun violence.
Yeah, listen, that was the first. I'm not going to say it was the first representation of a black superhero, but a black superhero that one related to kids during that time, and then two, on top of that, he didn't have no clean cut. He didn't have a regular fade. He had dreads. This was the average kid that I see at school. So of course I'm going to gravitate towards Static Shock.
He was black people, like well before Miles Morales, he was the black equivalent to Spider-Man.
Absolutely.
Being a teenage superhero who was witty, an asshole, who had friends that helped guide him and become a better person. Also had some of the most diverse, even before Spider-Man recently, some of the most diverse love interests I've ever seen in a cartoon show.
Fourth pick. Some people will say the worst pick. I'm gonna go for something. Damn, there's like two. There's two in my head right now. I know either one's going to get taken. So
You best not miss.
I'm gonna have to go to the Hero Division and take Teen Titans.
You didn't miss.
First round pick. Much respect, fourth pick. Talk about it, man. Talk about it.
You know what I'm saying? Growing up, we had Justice League, fresh off. And then,
Oh, you muted. Oh, you muted yourself by mistake.
we didn't know where we could go from there.
Go back to
when
mute.
Teen
I like that
Titans
part.
came out,
Yeah.
So
Go back to mute. I like that.
We still got haters out here, So, Teen Titans had to be chosen. All right.
So fifth pick.
You don't want to talk no more now.
Fifth pick.
I do not know what you're talking
I
about.
think Randy he's given us a dramatic pause. He's been in and out. I think he's doing either a grand entrance or he busy. I don't know which is ever. Randy, you up there? You over here?
He plotting.
With us?
Oh, yeah, I dig it. We are here with the fifth pick. Let me tell you something. Situations develop, man. They're trying to come after my title. I'm the reigning, defending Quick Picks champion. Oh, yeah.
I want y'all to
That
understand.
means one thing and one thing only.
Great.
With the first pick, the reigning, defending Quick Picks champion, I'm going to Nami Island. Because people think they want to go slow. Well, the champion wants to go fast. I'm going Sonic X with my first pick. Oh, yeah, I dig it. Take me out.
I think everybody born in '92 should be disqualified.
Oh, come on now.
Oh God.
I got Macho Man, literally
crying,
Randy
I'm
Savage,
crying.
and the unholy love child of Vince Carter, Baron Davis, and Nelly. I want a redo, and we're only round one.
Oh my God.
I told you
And then
turn
we
heel.
got-
You didn't
And then
listen.
we got Fred. I'm with Fred the Frisch in terms of
Shut your
reaction.
Oh my God. Look at he's up.
And he's back like it's nothing.
So Macho Man did pick Sonic X for you. Your
A
thoughts?
word? Yes.
Your thoughts on Sonic?
Yo,
X?
I got to explain this at
Sega.
work.
Okay. It was a great show. I love Sonic X growing up. The Sonic series.
That final season was trash though.
Yeah, but you know, it was probably one of the more. It was like the triple double of Sonic shows that I can think of in the 2000s. It was a great successor to Sonic
That was a great
Underground.
show.
So they did a great job. Shout out to their producers and whatnot. It was a great show. I loved it.
All right, so whatchamacallit? We got Celebrity Deathmatch. We got Avatar, Static Shock, Teen Titans, and Sonic X. First round. Second round, all the way back to Bulma, aka CC. Your second pick of the draft.
My second pick, I'm going Team Disney.
All right.
Disney. And it's American Dragon.
Ooh, it's
Ooh.
American Dragon. Oh,
Yeah,
love it.
Like,
Original animation or
the original. The original.
Alright.
I liked it because when I used to watch it, be like, damn, I wish I could turn into a dragon.
Drag it up.
I want to be a dragon. Shit. Oh, that person bothering me? I'm a dragon now. Try me now. You know? But now I watch it. Now I watch it, and I watch it with my son. So now I think he looked just like the little boy, and he'd be like, oh, I could turn into a dragon too. I'd be like, no, that's not you. That is just another little boy.
you're doing parenting right.
So, number first pick of the second round, we have the American Dragon, Jake Long. Second pick, second round, Kid Ty. What you say, my brother?
Oh boy. Ooh, the heart's pounding a little bit on this one. So I forget the division,
Mm.
but my second pick is the Boondocks.
Knew it.
God damn it.
Now look, what's crazy about this to me is that the Boondocks we grew up on a lot of shows where we were embracing like Black culture, and to the credit of Eric, who picked Static Shock, one of my all-time favorite cartoons. Boondocks was one of those shows where it is so damn funny, but so damn
Legendary.
real. It touched on so many topics. It was like, in a similar sense to Family Guy, it was willing to touch on topics that nobody else wanted to touch on. It predicted a lot of shit similar to The Simpsons. And it was so well done. I believe, what was it, Regina Hall was the one who played Huey and Riley. The fact that she was able to manipulate her voice to give us two separate characters that felt different.
Yeah.
This show was one of the gems of growing up. Like, most Black people will tell you they've at least experienced watching this show once or twice. It's one of the most memed cartoons of all time just because of how funny it literally was. And the fact that people to this day are still talking about it. Also, rest in peace to John Witherspoon, the GOAT.
Oh God, we love you, pops.
And I, for one, love this show so much. It was a cool, for me, as an alternative, like, you know, consumer of like Black media as well, because I love all Black culture, but I also like being on that other side, you know, being on like the Tribe Called Quest side of things, or the Most Def side of things, where it's like it's not all gangster rap. It also what served as a gateway for anime as well. I know that flows into the last pick I had, but there were a lot of Black people, like as a kid, you know, we had a lot of fans who liked watching Dragon Ball Z and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong, Yu Yu Hakusho, all the nine, you've picked them before, you've seen them before. But before anime was cool, as kids, we often would get, you know, bullied for stuff like this. And Boondocks was very bold in picking an anime style of animation to portray the show and to go about the show. And a lot of people joke nowadays, a lot of Black people joke, be like, the only anime I watched was Boondocks.
And let's talk about the intro to the Boondocks though. That
the iconic intro to the Boondocks.
I am the storm that the building refused. I am the vigil, the inspiration. That's like the ladies from the blue. Like that song is just.
They picked alternative hip hop, alternative rap and hip hop a lot during the 2000s. It, like growing up, most people tell you it was alternative hip hop and rock on our end of like the consumer media, and they did that on purpose because they knew it was quality. So I'm going for today, quality. This is your show.
Third pick, Vince Carter. I mean Baron Davis. I mean.
Ellie.
Fat Joe. I mean,
Everybody.
Squad. I mean,
keep it going.
What you saying, man? What you saying? What's your third?
All
pick?
right. So with this third pick, I am very, very torn on this one. But I mean, second pick. Excuse me, not third pick. I'm very torn on this, but I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna go with my family. Proud family, that is.
You know what? All right. So what was said about what was said about honestly Boondocks, you could apply the same thing about
the Proud family.
Same exact thing.
Let me just throw something out there with the Proud family. Proud family, similar to Boondocks, which Tyler didn't bring up, their guests were just as impactful as the main characters.
That's true.
Boondocks had a lot of guests on there that you wouldn't even recognize their voice. You also had a couple of people from Wild 'N Out on the Boondocks. You had people on the Proud family that were transcending, who were great. You had Lou Rawls on there at one point in time. You had Al Roker on there at one point in time.
Al Roker.
There's I think I'm drawing a blank on who did the voice for Uncle Ruckus, but I believe he was on Proud Family as well.
Cedric Yarbrough.
No, that was Tom. But there was
he was Malcolm on the Middle. He was Stevie's dad on Malcolm in the Middle.
Right. There's just a plethora.
Oh yeah.
See? Cue the X-Files theme. It's back.
Hello? That's not funny.
You beat me to it. Damn.
But you know, the Proud Family is one of those shows that we hold very dear to our heart. And even when people saw that it was back on Disney Plus, people immediately started binging the Proud Family because it was that good. Even the movie was good. The TV movie they had.
Yes. Let's just say the 2000s had great movie continuities.
Yes.
With a lot of, like, we talk about Proud Families was in the same category as Drake and Josh in terms of movie continuities.
Let me tell you something.
All I'm gonna say is that beach scene.
I was just about to bring that up with the dancing peanuts.
Oh, he killed it.
The dancing peanuts, and then Zoe wild out on them. Oh, come on, y'all just did this for me, man. Move on to the next pick. Y'all just made my argument for me.
Go ahead. Fourth pick on the board, Ryan. It's a tough act to follow, but how you gonna follow this, man?
Fourth pick. Most people say worst pick. I'm gonna have to. I'm really torn about this because
I know exactly where you're going with it.
There's a lot of great. There's a lot.
Here we
there's
go
a
with the
lot.
mind
There's
games.
a lot of.
No. I know what Ryan's picking, and it's a great pick.
So I would be stupid and idiotic not to choose this because this is all of our childhood. Till this day, they still have remnants of this. Till this day with the memes. The memes. I'm gonna have to go with SpongeBob SquarePants. I'm gonna have to go with SpongeBob.
That might swing the voters in your way.
He said, "I gotta find the only mainstream option left."
No, bro, I'm
And
telling
there are
you,
plenty
I'm
more.
telling
But
you.
here's the thing:
This guy.
that's number one on the whole one that everybody's watched. Probably the most controversial show on the list. Yeah, it is.
God, show son. I'm sorry. I hate the newer season. Guy, the OG season all the way.
Yeah. It's only from seasons 1
No.
to probably 4 or 5 are the best ones.
Yeah.
There's some hidden gems. Like, all right, I'm not going to completely shit on the recent seasons, but there are some hidden gems in the recent episodes. You just got to basically
They
look
feel
at
forced. They feel
No.
forced.
No, a lot of them are forced, but the gem, some
think
of them that you watch, you got some
what
gems in.
Randy's
I'm making a case for Randy right now. Mermaid Man, evil.
Evil. What are you talking about? Wait. You making a case for Mermaid Man? You ain't like, all right, Ron.
Every villain is lemons.
Final pick. I don't know if Randy Savage is gonna be coming back, but we do have the reigning champion. Randy, what you say, man?
It was cute. It was a cute pick. But I thought he was going to go in a different direction, and like Eric said, my games are now working. It's now fully in effect. This show that I'm going to pick, it was very iconic on the Cartoon Network, the original Cartoon Network, and then upon its return, came back to Adult Swim for about a year. It was iconic. The theme was iconic. It was voiced by the legendary SNL alum Phil Lamar, who was.
Right, I know where this is going.
So there was a phrase used when talking about Riley and the stuff that he was the katana that he used. I like to take that katana out and go my boy Samurai Jack. He had a great finale to his story.
It was sad.
I'm glad he got a finale to his story.
Also, fun fact:
It was a finale to his
Philip
story.
Lamar, he's one of the greatest voice actors of all time, and he also voiced a young Virgil Hawkins on Static Shocks.
Yes, he did.
There's a lot of crossover here.
Also,
As you
Green
can see,
Lantern.
our childhood
Yeah.
is better than yours. That's what we're learning today.
Annie it up. American Dragon, Jake Long, The Boondocks, Proud Family, SpongeBob, and of course, as the aforementioned Samurai Jack being the second round picks. Kicking it off with the third round. Pick number 1. Back to CC. What you say, my sister?
Well, I had to change, because Randy, he had to come up with that pick. Cartoon Network,
All right.
and it's Ed, and Eddie.
Yes.
Ed, and Eddie was the only cartoon that I can think of that they took every single day to try and figure out how they're going to get money to get a jailbreak.
There's something about Ed, and Eddie, and I'm going to put this out there. Ed, and Eddie was it was like the Seinfeld of cartoons, because it was a show about nothing. It was legit about nothing. They didn't have anything to do. Like, Ed was the most funniest dude out of everybody there, because they made, okay, first off, Ed wasn't dumb, but he was like dumb in the beginning. Then they just made him full-blown retarded. Like, bro was pretending to be a woodpecker and bouncing his face on the ground in mud. Like, it's hilarious. It still holds up to this day. If you watch Ed, and Eddie, it still holds up. And the Canker Sisters. Oh my God, I'm pretty sure we've all ran into some Canker Sisters before. Like, they all aggressive. Like,
can we say Canker Brothers?
Canker Brothers too. Yes. I'm sorry, there is a woman present. Canker Brothers as well. So, I mean, it holds up. It's a show about nothing that's very funny. And I guarantee you, if you watch Ed, and Eddie, you're going to get a laugh. I mean, my favorite episode is the one where Ed had a pebble in his shoe throughout the whole episode, and he was just pissed off at everyone. Like, he yelled at Sarah. Like, Sarah yelled at him. He was like, "Why don't you move?"
And it also continued into them going into high school and having a great.
That's when it was horrible. I didn't like it.
No, but here's the thing: it continued into the Big Picture movie, which actually was a pretty good ending to the Ed, and Eddie franchise. So it had longevity, in my opinion. Ed, and Eddie. That was actually going to be my pick. So now me and CC have beef. But
speaking of which,
It's
Kid Ty. Yeah.
It's your pick.
It's your
Yeah.
pick. Yeah, I was about to say, man.
This is 3, right?
Third.
Number 3
Yes,
pick
it is.
is the prime. Emphasis. Prime. Put it in the thing when we put the graphics up. Prime.
I don't know if I'm gonna do all that, but
You here for me.
you gotta just explain it, man.
Prime Fairly Odd Parents.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
The Fairly Odd Parents to me was like, I loved SpongeBob as a kid. It was one of my favorite shows. But when you talk about Nickelodeon, for me in the 2000s, you can't talk about Nickelodeon, especially from an animation standpoint, without the Fairly Odd Parents. Fairly Odd Parents, in my opinion, one of the GOAT shows of Nickelodeon's history. Similar to SpongeBob in recent years, the seasons have become kind of repetitive and redundant with some gems here and there. But we're talking about the shows in their prime, right? We're talking about the shows at their height in the 2000s. And to be honest with you, even with the introduction of Poof, which I didn't think was the worst introduction ever,
Yeah.
I still thought the show. I thought the show was entertaining.
thought
it was
Poof
the dog.
was a
No, the
boy.
dog. No, the dog.
No.
First.
I'm talking
The
about
dog.
like the one street season later.
It was the
Oh
dog.
yeah.
No. You're talking about the girl. The dog was the death of the show. Poof and Foop have some of the most hilarious interactions I've ever seen.
Thank you.
I have ever seen.
It reminded me of like some Stewie action, you know?
We'll get to
It
that.
reminded me of Stewie.
It
We'll
really
get to
actually was. It was just the G
Poop
version.
has the most hilarious way of crying. This man sob, whimper. It's beautiful. I love Fairly Odd Parents in its prime. I love a couple of seasons afterwards. I think it's a dope ass pick. I think it's top 3 Disney in terms of top 3 Nickelodeon in terms of animation.
Damn
It's
right.
one of my favorites.
You're right.
DC, we all good.
Next up on the board, we got Nelly. NBA Live 2002.
It's hot in.
Hot in.
Hot in here.
What say you, man?
Oh man. Okay, so I got a few picks for this one, and man, I don't know which one I want to go with, but I'm gonna go with this because this was a big phenomenon to the point where it was also in schools.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Yu-Gi-Oh.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
And here's why I'm going Yu-Gi-Oh.
Ah, see,
Picking herself.
I was gonna go a different route.
Welcome to my life.
I was thinking about myself just now, but I'm gonna tell you why I went Yu-Gi-Oh. I went Yu-Gi-Oh for this reason.
Good niggas will steal cards.
When Pokemon when Pokemon was at its height, when Pokemon started going into other regions, Pokemon was still popular. You had other crossover animes, if you will, that were coming to America. Ironically, coming to America. But then you have Yu-Gi-Oh. Yu-Gi-Oh was one of those things where you had older kids who didn't even watch Yu-Gi-Oh, didn't watch it, taking your Yu-Gi-Oh cards and pawning them for money.
Yeah.
Like it was that serious.
This was an innovative era in anime because animes around this time, like the ones that made it like to the TV, all had some sort of like innovative quality about them. And if you notice these shows, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Digimon, and Beyblade alone all had innovative takes on regular playing toys. Like Pokemon had an innovative take on throwing a ball. What do you call it? Yu-Gi-Oh had an innovative take on playing cards. Like everybody's played, blackjack, spades, all that. And you had Beyblade, who had an innovative take on a spinning top. Like the fact that it was so good at merchandising because it took advantage of that. Like in terms of getting a bag, like Yu-Gi-Oh owned everything.
Moving on. Okay.
Okay. So yes, me being the 4th pick, most people will say it's the worst pick.
Did you just move your eyebrows at me like this? Like what the? Okay, go ahead.
I'm gonna have to go to the Cartoon Network division. Some people might say he's the baddest kid to ever save the day. I'm gonna have to go with Ben 10.
Ooh.
Oh shit!
So are you talking like just straight up? Are you talking off just regular Ben 10 or also him as he got older?
I want to say all of them, but like I'll take what I can get. Blew my goddamn. I did not know what to expect. Like the advertisement for it, and then when you actually got to sat down and watch it, and it was more than what you expected. 10 heroes you could turn into, but to watch all multifunctional and shit always fucking up. You gotta get your cartoon licks in there. Yeah. And it was perfect. I loved it.
Yo, shout out to OG Cartoon Network.
Yes,
Bro,
we
OG
miss
Cartoon
you.
Network. Yeah.
Shout it out right now. We shouting it out right now. Last pick of this round, of course, it goes to the reigning champ. Randy, what say you?
With this pick, I'm staying in the same Cartoon Network division, man, because you gotta understand, man. But for those, thankfully, for everybody else in this room, we grew up with not just the Cartoon Network, but this show debuted on the Kids WB.
Okay. Okay. I see where he's going. Okay.
Wash your ass. Wash your ass.
Go ahead, say it. Go ahead.
It debuted.
Make my day.
Make my day.
It debuted on the Kids WB. Listen, it was one of my favorite shows growing up. It used to come just after Pokemon around 11 o'clock every Saturday. Didn't miss it. You know, I had it. You know, there was a certain. It was not a prayer. It was more like a spell.
Oh God!
It goes a little bit like. I'm going with the Jackie Chan Adventures. I mean, look, what's not to love? Jackie Chan was one of the most renowned martial artists, actors, comedians, you know, and not just Chinese culture, but American culture as well, with all of his movies. His Jackie Chan Adventures was basically a spin-off in terms of an animated version of his Operation Condor films or his Project A films. If you watch his actual Chinese films, not the American ones, I'm talking about his original Chinese films, this is basically what the Jackie Chan Adventures was all about.
We have Ed, and Eddie, Fairly Odd Parents, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Ben 10, Jackie Chan Adventures. And we're going to roll it right back to CC for this pick right over here. Fourth pick on the board. What say you, sis?
Picking is hard. Some of my picks is just like out the window. So I'm going to go with the Cartoon Network division.
All right.
And it's Billy and Mandy.
Ooh, respect.
I like Billy and Mandy because it kind of gives me an insight on my kids trying to play me, which they can never do.
I mean, I did see Lana behind you at the Christmas tree just now too. So.
Exactly. I like the show because it's like you got death, and you got two little kids outsmarting him every single chance they get, and he'd be dumbfounded like, wait, what?
Wait, Cece, hold up. We gotta do this because we all know Grim was Jamaican. Where Eric at? Eric.
I'm not in no mood to do a Jamaican voice.
Eric, you best
First off, his Jamaican voice. I'm not Jamaican. I loved Billy because Billy was like the funniest, like stupidest character ever.
Nah, I have one
Him
better.
in Pudding was hilarious.
What about Fred Burger towards the end of Billy and Mandy?
Fred Burger was funny too.
Fourth round, 17th overall. What say you, man?
I want to close out strong. I am picking from Cartoon Network's division. I'm picking Codename Kids Next Door.
All right.
Right up the kisser, buddy. Right up the kisser. That's all I
You
gotta say.
literally had the chance to take it from me.
And
You
it
were
don't
right
matter.
before. What do you mean it don't matter? Merry Christmas, Cece. Let me tell you something about Codename Kids Next Door. Codename Kids Next Door.
Ryan looks so pissed. Ryan looks so pissed right now.
We had so many squad shows like Teen Titans, like what Ryan picked. We had so many squad shows as a kid, so many of these like these elements. Like we had all these superheroes coming together. And we're used to it now. But Codename's Kids Next Door was different because it took a whole different take on childhood, man. I know Eric's upset.
No. Listen. You can go. I know you can talk to the cows come home, but I need to see. I need to hear from because he has the next pick. And the way that he's looking right now, you can go ahead, Eric.
I just want to say for the past, not even CC's pick, because I'm not mad at CC's pick. Randy's pick, that started it. Tyler, you just furthered it.
Wait, which pick? Wait, which one?
The Jackie Chan pick.
Yeah.
You knew which one I was talking about. And then here you come with the Kids Next Door, K&D. You know what?
This is bullshit!
Oh, we apologize, ladies and gentlemen.
Me! Everybody screwed me, and nobody does a goddamn thing about it!
Look, I'm sorry that I'm sorry. You know something? I remember distinctly for 2 episodes straight feeling the exact same way, getting my ass torn apart in these picks.
That's something not to say. Let's use a different euphemism. With my next pick, I'm going with something that is universally loved.
Okay.
I'm going with something that people still watch to this day.
Okay.
And again, you can find on Disney Plus.
Okay.
I'm going Phineas and Ferb. That's what I'm going with.
Yeah.
That's solid. That's solid.
Agent P is the man. Let's just put that out there. Agent P is the man. Perry the Platypus is the show. If you haven't seen it,
to be honest,
that is the show.
And low key, Doofenshmirtz is on that, like, you about to be Crocker, but you're not Crocker.
Perry the Platypus. And everything has like an intonator at the end of it. Oh, the detonator. Then I love Perry the Platypus. And then on top of that, as a kid watching, well, I wasn't a kid when I watched this because this is clearly when I got a little older. But when you're a little kid watching this, especially during the summertime, that gave you ideas to do something. Yes. I mean, it's in the song. There's 104 days of summer vacation, and school comes along just to end it. And the problem with our generation is finding a good way to spend it. Like maybe, okay, we're going to continue it. But Phineas and Ferb is universally loved. Everybody loves Phineas and Ferb. I've never met one person that says, oh, Phineas and Ferb doesn't hold up or I don't like it.
Shout out to Vincent Martella from Everybody Hates Chris.
Yes.
You
are so in there.
Dude, you're
Ferb, when Ferb actually talked, he was one of my favorite characters. This quick-witted British ass motherfucker.
I want to say what I think Randy's gonna pick. Like, I feel like
I want to know what you're gonna pick.
That's what I want to know. I want to know what you're gonna pick. We didn't get to Randy.
We'll get to that. But I know what Randy's gonna pick. I've known this.
But you're playing mind games with me?
I'm playing mind games. I know what
you're playing mind games.
I know what you're gonna pick.
Mind you,
I know exactly what you're going to pick.
Well, yeah, you told me what I'm gonna pick.
Y'all better play poker with each other. Those be the most.
You told me what I'm gonna pick. I'll tell you
what. I know what hand you pick.
Listen, man, I can't go to the universe and just put a headband on myself, Eric, and call it an actual show.
No, wait a minute. Everyone's going at each other.
Oh, this is what we're doing today. This is what we're doing.
You know, while we're at it, I'm proud of myself. I haven't even roasted that.
Yo, you can
discount. Discount.
Can I say what I think Randy's gonna pick though?
No, I want to hear your pick. Forget Randy's pick. No. I want to hear your pick. Pick.
I'm gonna have to go with a show that I used to watch all the goddamn time on the Disney Channel. Know what I'm saying? You know? And she had a similar ringtone to goddamn Power Rangers. That's gonna have to be Kim Possible.
Yeah.
See what you did there.
That live action movie was trash, though.
It was very
horrible. We do not talk
garbage.
about that.
Yeah,
I love the show. I love the
beautiful
cartoon.
show. I love how it came back. It came back and it killed it when it came back. She got a whole whip, everything. She got a battle suit. Shit, even Ron ended up getting some nookie. But you know,
animated movie too.
Bro, this is a children's show that we're doing. You're talking about getting nookie? What kind of the Kim Possible movie that they did on Disney, the So Not the Drama, that was I actually enjoyed that movie. I'm not gonna lie to you, I actually enjoyed that.
Yo, man, Ron Stoppel, realest MVP.
I remember as a kid,
he got himself out the friend zone.
I want to say this because Rufus, my favorite character in that show, by the way, but I liked Wade was dope as a controlman. Every girl on the show was uber attractive for no reason. That animation style had me like confused as a kid.
I'm okay. Since everybody brought up the elephant in the room, Shigo.
Yeah, no, I was getting there. Shigo, ew. Why'd you make that noise?
Last pick on the board. There's still a lot of heavy hitters here. A lot of
I love you. I
Oh,
love
no.
that pick.
Oh no.
And for all of you, I like the fact that you like to sit at my table.
Oh God.
You know, we run during the move team. You realize during this whole time I didn't really pick anything mainstream. But I'm deciding to go where the money is. See, because as the head of the table, the reigning champ, defending my title, look into my eyes when I say this. Because all you see is violence in movies and sex on TV.
Exactly what I thought you were going to. Yeah. I've been
Because
doing
sometimes you get those good old American values.
Yeah.
I'm going with Family Guy.
Yep. I can't believe y'all didn't take that.
I am going to.
I'm surprised. Like 20.
I will, because the thing was, you had to like
mind games, baby.
Family Guy's a slippery slope because if you talk about Family Guy, then yes.
Yes.
But it's
If you talk
Family
about
Guy,
Family Guy in its
though.
if you talk
No. You have to
Guy
understand something. Family Guy is one of those shows. Yes, it's universally loved, but now it's becoming like The Simpsons. It's just becoming too much now.
No, it's not even that because now I'm finding, like I was a big Family Guy as a kid. I love Family Guy as a kid. I shouldn't have watched it as a kid, but I love watching Family Guy. But as I've gotten older, I've gotten older, I'm finding more people like South Park over Family Guy.
The only reason since this is my pick, let the Tribal Chief basically explain my pick. When we're talking about Family Guy, Seth MacFarlane has been responsible for a lot of cartoons dating back to the original Cartoon Network, where you're talking about Johnny Bravo, Cow and Chicken, Dexter's Laboratory, which is his big claim to fame. He also didn't even work on The Simpsons. He wanted to do a family spoof in terms of a family thing for a very long time, pitched the Cartoon Network, they shot the shit down, and then he went to Fox, where he can basically just unload and let off. South Park at the time, was basically there and had an idea to do something as edgy, but of course you're on Fox, so there's certain parameters you have to basically go. Only reason why South Park can be as crass and as edgy as they've been for the last 23 years is because they're on Comedy Central, and you know what kind of people run Comedy Central. But that's just that. As it pertains to my pick, the Family Guy, especially OG Family Guy, you have to understand, he wanted something that could be as hard-hitting as The Simpsons, especially when they were going at everybody, and the creative license that Seth MacFarlane had. Without Family Guy, we don't get the Cleveland Show. We don't get these iconic characters. We don't get, Steve Smith in American Dad.
I was just about to say that.
We don't get that. We don't get American Dad. We don't get certain things that he was able to have. And of course, even now, the Orville that he's had on Fox and now Hulu, which is his spinoff on Star Trek. And might I add, in this iteration, it's probably even better. Family Guy is just that show. And it's still universally loved, even to this day, original seasons and all.
If you really want to be technical about the whole multi-universe kind of theme thing, Family Guy was one of the first iterations to really introduce that, especially not really in cartoons, but in adult cartoons. They were the first to really get that going. That multiverse
spin-offs. Mandy, codename Kids Next Door, Phineas and Ferb, Kim Possible, and Family Guy. That is the final round of on the board. But now you go off the board, picking any other cartoon of the 2000s that have not made this heralded much anticipated show. Was pitched by one CC. I know she got a bevy of cartoons just waiting to just spew out that mouth. What you thinking?
Well, it depends on how many can I pick.
No, just one. It's just that one.
No, I know.
It's just
I was trying to get away with it.
You're trying to get away. Tyler did this last episode. He's like, yeah, I want. Can we get an extra pick? I get listen. That's not
all right.
Crack balls. It gives me wings.
All right. So for my wild card, I would have to go with Rocket Power.
Ooh, that is a strong pick. I respect that pick. Tyler's probably shaking over it.
Why are you singling me out?
Because you singled me out.
You right.
Talk about it, CC. The floor is yours.
Well, I like the fact that their father, was kind of always out of it to even realize what their kids was going through. Okay, and I like the fact that he was down to earth. Like he wasn't those like overprotective dads. You know what I'm saying? He was just like, yeah, go ahead, do whatever you want, just don't hurt yourself. I think that was the main out of the whole cartoon. I like the fact that they lived on a beach, and they always was able to just go boogie boarding, surfing, and they had what are those things they call on the docks? The carnivals.
Oh yeah.
They had everything. It's like they had a man-made. They didn't have a father that was on them all the time. They were allowed to do what they wanted to, and it was a good show. In all honesty,
I'm gonna say something about Rocket Power too. Rocket Power was one of those shows during that time. It came in the '90s, like the late '90s, especially when Guts was still on. So it was more of that extreme kind of sports kind of thing because they played hockey, they rode bikes, they skateboarded, they surfboarded, they did all of that. And that was another show that really didn't have too much of a plot almost, but it was still a really good movie. I mean, good show, excuse me. They did have a movie where they went to New Zealand. That was also pretty, if I remember correctly, it was pretty good. And fun fact, and everybody's face is going to turn when I say this, but the voice actor for Ray Raimundo, I believe his name is John Cassier. He's also the voice actor for the Crypt Keeper from Tales from the Crypt.
I knew they sound familiar.
Because nobody knew that.
Randy.
I knew that sounded familiar, and I just couldn't put my tongue.
Look it up. Look it up. Swear to God.
I feel like that's a strong pick.
I love Tito.
Low key. I was about to say.
Ancient Hawaiians always say.
Tito.
I think Tito was the initial, uncle that, or just figure on a show where it was like, you got to go animation wise, or you got to go to this dude for some like random insight. Like he set the table for, Iroh.
Yep.
100%. Like that was like when I saw Avatar and I saw it, let's have some tea. I was like, yo, nah, that's Tito. But both of them are fire, and you love them for their insight and the fact that they were able to progress everyone's storyline. Everyone went to them for advice begrudgingly, and then came out better for it. Also, want to say for the ladies out there, CC, I think you can attest to this, especially since it is your pick, Reggie Rocket.
Yeah, Reggie Rocket, man.
He was like, girls do it too, and they do it better.
Exactly. And it's funny because me growing up, I grew up with 4 boys.
Yeah.
My stepbrother, and I had 2 stepbrothers, and I had my own 2 brothers. And it was like I was always with them. I always wanted to play basketball. I always wanted to do the skateboard. I always wanted to ride the bike. So for me, I clicked to her so much because I feel like they don't put a lot of limelight on girls who like to do what boys like to do.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to wrestling. That's why I came to the podcast.
Number 2 pick in the wild card section. We going back to Kid Ty. Your final pick. What say you, man?
There is a show that came in the later 2000s. Still made the cut because it came in just in the nick of time. That was one of I think a pretty revolutionary show in its own right. My wild card pick is Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. Foster's Home. We grew up with a lot of shows that were about beating the shit out. We grew up with a lot of shows that came up with like a lot of like crazy violence, intended violence. Like we grew up on like Tom and Jerry. We grew up on Dragon Ball Z. We grew up on a lot of shows that promoted violence, promoted a lot of like wild ideals for shows. The 90s and the 2000s was a very innovative time, and a lot of those shows relied on things that were kind of outside of the realm of normalcy at that time, right? I think that Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends is one of the most wholesome cartoons that's ever been created. You're gonna get some great nostalgia back from it. Eric's gonna choke me out. That's not so wholesome.
I am gonna choke you. You want to know why I'm gonna choke you?
Go ahead, Eric.
Do you want to know why? Because I sat here and I was like, "Yo, nobody ever thought about this." No, you thought about it, and you know what? I should have accounted that. But you know what? It's all right. It's all right.
Here's the thing. There are two things.
No. It's okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, there are two things working against Eric's theory. First and foremost, Eric set himself up by saying I was shaking in my boots a couple minutes ago because of the rocket power pick. So you should have expected me to come in with something hot. And two, I was the first person to submit my list for this episode. And one of the much needed shows that didn't make this board, that pissed me the fuck off, but was high on my list, was Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. And
Yeah,
I can
there's a lot of-
understand why it wasn't on the list, but you bet your ass I was going to have it as a wild card pick. Because
no,
this show, because the
Yeah,
yo
'cause you took
whole
it and
ass,
stole it.
all of it.
Since my wild card pick got stolen,
Yeah.
I'm gonna appeal this. But anyway, I don't have anything from Nickelodeon on my list, and I'm gonna pick something from Nickelodeon.
Okay.
Go
Since
for
you
it,
picked
Batman.
that, I'm gonna pick this one. I'm picking Invader Zim.
Ooh. That was another one I was gonna pick.
That's what I'm gonna pick. I'm gonna pick Invader Zim. Why I'm gonna pick Invader Zim? Invader Zim was one of those hidden gems that most people didn't want to give a chance and gave a chance to. And when they find out the concept behind Invader Zim, it was very funny. Not only that, when they came back out with the movie and they put it on Netflix, a lot of people were excited for the return of Invader Zim. Gurr is one of the funniest characters on Invader Zim, hands down. Like it's if they did a show with him and Billy from Grim Adventures, I'd watch that.
All right, so Ryan, it's your wild card pick. Ricky was coming at you with the whole mind games thing, last couple of rounds. So I feel like you're good. I feel like he's not
mind games
trying to hop.
I've always been good.
Mind games.
I've always been good.
I think he's gonna go with a different twist with this.
What are you thinking, man?
So I'm gonna choose a show, Cartoon Network. Know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I love this show. Know what I'm saying? People would say he's the Cartoon Network SpongeBob.
Some people say
I
the
knew
fourth
it.
pick is the worst pick.
I'm gonna have to go with my boy Shadow.
Of course.
I love Chowder.
Chowder was dope.
I'm not your boyfriend. I'm not your boyfriend. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yo, that whole segment of Mung Dahl talking about doing squats had me dying.
Yo, son, yes.
Bro, would you like? Hey, ladies, would you like to see me do some squats? Like he wouldn't even say the word. It was just a sound effect after.
Wait. Oh, what you saying? What are you saying? Go ahead, people. Channel your Deion Sanders. Channel your Deion Sanders. Go ahead.
Yeah. I'd like to preface by saying I love all of you that came to my table to finally hold a utensil in your hand.
I know where he's going with this because this was going to be my wild card pick originally.
Is it going to be the name that he chose?
Yeah.
Yep. Yes, it is.
At this rate,
you can be a hoe to booty somewhere else.
Ladies and gentlemen, Chalk Zone is the final.
Chalk Zone has been picked.
Who's got the chalk zone?
That is one of the dopest theme songs of all cartoons.
All time. It's a top 5 all-time theme song. Listen, when I tell you, people used to break their kneecaps jumping in the air playing air guitar to this theme song every time. Like every 30 minutes the show repeats. You just you gotta get up there. You
know how you be watching some cartoons and you want to skip the intro? You never do that with Chalk Zone.
No.
Never. And of course, you gotta shout out to the early 90s kids. Myself, CC, and my tag team partner who has a smug look right now, looking like Zengi from Street Fighter.
I look
I'm
about to drop the hardest crunk song ever.
Oh Yeah Cartoons, Kablam gave birth to a show. Before it was a standalone show on Nickelodeon, it was on Oh Yeah Cartoons and Kablam back in the day on Nickelodeon. And when it became its own show, it was so great. And of course, every episode was great. The imagination of a guy who had it tough. Again, one of these the tropes, similar to Fairly Odd Parents, but except this kid had magical chalk. They can go into a universe and just legit be a king and live like one. Snap was basically a great right-hand man who basically did everything around. And course, he had this huge crush on a beautiful black person named Queen Rapsheba, and had a great adventure no matter what they did. And Penny, who came along and was a great sidekick to Rudy as well. It was such a great trope, and of course, every time the bully and you hear the principal, "Bull nerd," or his mother, like any Caribbean mother will call your name, Rudy. Any little time he's like, "Oh, I got a kid back," snap, and of course when the episode ends and you have a song at the end, like it's just the whole vibe. Like they didn't miss with Chalk Zone, and every season was as good as the last. And hey man, who's got the chalk zone?
Kind of wanted to ask you guys about this, like
Okay.
the biggest snubs of this, because there's a lot.
I'm surprised nobody picked. Well, out of me, Randy, and Ty,
I was too busy
because
playing.
I think that we're gonna agree.
I was
on
good.
this.
Choose
I'm
Jake
surprised
Grantham
nobody.
over Ben 10, but like I was like,
I'm surprised nobody picked Justice League.
Now here's the reason. Now
I'm really surprised nobody picked Justice League.
I have a reason for why I didn't pick Justice League.
Okay, speak on it.
And the thing is about Justice League's legacy is that everybody talks about how great Justice League was, and I'm like, are we gonna ignore the fact that Justice League single-handedly killed Static Shock and Batman Beyond?
I gotta be so tight.
Yes, that's exactly why I didn't pick it. Because
Well, actually, no, because they brought back Batman Beyond somehow in like the final episode. Of
No, but
Justice
here's
League.
the thing: they concluded both shows within Justice League because the people at Warner, they wanted to bring all the attention to Justice League. Static Shock didn't even get to have the best ending because of that.
Yeah,
and yes, they brought back Batman Beyond and they did the movie and everything, but it still just didn't sit right with me.
Yeah.
I was shocked nobody picked X-Men.
I was so tight when they killed him.
That was my pick.
I was trying to pick Iron Man. Like it was like I was trying to pick Iron Man Armored Adventures.
Nah,
was
it's not that.
That would be more
people didn't really
appreciated between
fuck
me
with
and
it,
you. I don't think the general
But that was
public.
wasn't that
the general public
2009
didn't fuck
though?
with Iron Man like
It's the
like
cutoff.
So
No, but it's
wait,
but it's 2009 going into 10.
There's a
Yeah.
There's
It's the cutoff.
also like a couple of things from the list because of course on Toonami Island, Yu-Gi-Oh! Sonic X was picked earlier on in
Digimon did not. get picked.
Digimon. One
I
Piece.
wanted to pick Digimon or Naruto, but I couldn't.
See, okay, here's the problem with Digimon. Digimon was only good to the people that actually watched it, not
After
the hardcore.
after Ty left in the third or fourth
Yeah,
season.
once that happened, Digimon just went this. I
Naruto
even had to.
was the one that shocked me.
No, okay, so I'm gonna make an argument for Naruto as well. Naruto doesn't get enough praise only because more people found out about Naruto later on.
Exactly for Shippuden.
Nobody thinks about when you think Naruto, people immediately think Shippuden, but people don't know there's a difference between Naruto.
No, it's the
and
truth.
Naruto Shippuden.
Actually, no, I'm gonna tell you
A lot of
why
people
that's
don't
not
know
true.
that.
I'm gonna tell you why it's not true. Because anytime you talk to people around our age about Naruto, they always go back to moments from the original Naruto. They talk about Rock Lee
But
when he was
most
fighting
people
Gar.
think that's Shippuden.
No, that's not
They
Shippuden.
get
That's
it
the
twisted.
thing. But that's the thing.
He has a point.
No, they don't say Shippuden. There are a lot of people who didn't even watch Shippuden.
They branch it as just Naruto. They don't branch it as this is
but here's the thing.
Naruto, and then this episode is this one is
That's a
Naruto
fact.
Shippuden.
Eric's
here's
right
the-
about that. He's right.
No, but
about
here's
that.
the thing. It's not really that true because when people talk about Naruto, a lot of times they bring up Naruto as a kid. They do talk about Naruto when he gets older, but that's like the real people who watched it. If you're talking about Naruto on a mainstream, like an average fan, most people who watched Naruto watched him when he was a kid and they got interested in him and he was a kid. Like the Cartoon Network version with the Rise, like the whole edited theme song, Naruto and the Chunin exams, the first instances of the Nine-Tailed Fox. You had, everybody remembers Neji, remember kids, Sasuke, Sakura never doing anything.
Man, forget Sasuke. First off, there was a whole thing on Facebook talking about how Sasuke got hoed. That's number one. Let's talk about it.
That's not
Sasuke,
the point. No, we're not
he got
everybody
hoed.
loves Sasuke. Ooh, Sasuke. No, Sasuke got
times
his
you gonna do
behind
Jasmine?
handed to him numerous amount of times, and
He was a
nobody
bum.
talks about it. Another one, another sleeper that got off the board that didn't get off the
One
board.
Piece.
Jimmy Neutron.
Yeah.
I mean,
Jimmy Neutron.
we're about to talk about the Jimmy Timmy Pow Hour, man.
I didn't. Okay, so I was gonna originally pick Jimmy Neutron as well during that round, but I didn't pick Jimmy Neutron because again, another show that kind of lost a little something with me. The movie was great. The movie was great.
Oh.
And then the show, I think maybe the first. I think it had 4 seasons, I believe.
Yeah.
I think the first 3 seasons were real. Halfway through the 3rd season was kind of like, eh. And then the 4th season, there's ups and downs in the 4th season.
Planet Sheen.
But
Planet Sheen, yeah.
That's what I was gonna say. Here's the thing. I didn't pick Jimmy Neutron because I already had Fairly Odd Parents. I didn't have to prove anything. And I figured someone else was going to pick Jimmy Neutron because Jimmy Neutron was literally like, if we're going to have a boxing fight, it's those 2 shows, right?
Mm-hmm.
My thing was I thought it was a guaranteed lock. Honestly, I thought Ryan was going to pick it because this is the type of pick that I would expect Ryan to get.
Nah.
The problem is that Jimmy Neutron's legacy is kind of tarnished because of Planet Sheen. Like, if it wasn't for Planet Sheen, people wouldn't hesitate with the Jimmy Neutron thing. Like, if you talk about prime Jimmy Neutron, yes, all the seasons were fire, the movies were fire, it did well. If anything, it probably is a more complete product than Fairly Odd Parents.
I'm gonna put out another wild card pick that nobody thought of. What's new, Scooby Doo?
Yeah,
I had that on the
That
original
is a
list.
good one.
No, I will say this for the Jimmy Neutron thing before we sign off. Fairly Odd Parents was the 12th pick. Picks that were following Yu-Gi-Oh! Ben 10, Jackie Chan, Billy and Mandy, Codename, Phineas and Ferb, Kim Possible, and Family Guy. So, in a weird way, you can kind of see how it would like interchange based on how, like, if Randy would have go one way with a pick, maybe somebody would have lended leading towards
warfare.
It's intense.
You got
but that's the name of the game. That's the name of quick.
Yeah, with this you got to have a warfare tactic, and then not only that, you got to think almost like a casual fan.
It is what it is. It is what it is. But again, as you guys have done over the past, God knows how long we've been on. You guys picked them. Our fans are gonna vote. We're gonna see who wins. Fellas and gal, it's been terrific. The draft board will be up. Link in the description. Peace. Take care.
Happy holidays.
Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays.
Merry Christmas.